there's a couple areas that I often see not being done in-house, where they often hire a third party. And sometimes it's because of cost, sometimes because of volume or size. If you only do one or two deals a year, it may not make sense to have an in-house, attorney, for example. You pay an attorney, 15 grand per deal. You do three deals a year. Like, you pay your $45,000 for your legal expenses for that year, and it doesn't make sense to hire an attorney for 200K to have them your dedicated attorney. So legal is one I often see done third party. A firm will hire a whole bunch of different types of firms that do this. Sometimes it's boutique firms, sometimes a little larger firms. There's a lot of decision points that depend on who you would hire for legal. If there's things that are really particular, we had a deal where there was international law, and we had to, find, even though we have an in-house attorney, we would hire a specialist firm that specialized in that area of practice. Or there was some complicated easement in a project that we're currently on, and even though you may have an in-house attorney, might hire a third party to handle the easement, or maybe work with the city on some particular, maybe TERS or PID, bonding, type of thing. So, but it's really typical for legal to be completely third party. We have actually two in-house lawyers. So we have a chief legal officer, and then we have a general counsel. And the chief legal officer does a little more strategy and business kind of related things. The general counsel is, basically his entire job 24/7 is turning contracts and looking at our policies. And, if, there's you get wage garnishments, from, people, whatever, and they have to handle that. And, insurance claims and any workers' comp, they handle all of that 100%. All of our contracts, anytime you do a closing, you have 35 contracts that, you have to track the versions, and as comments are getting in and tracking the checklist. So we have someone in-house that does that. We pay them, salaries, and we like that a lot. I think it's actually a big benefit to the project, because there's a lot of enterprise knowledge, institutional knowledge that gets retained from deal to deal. So we'll have, instead of having a legal team, kind of spend some time. If you hire a third-party legal team, every time you do a deal, unless it's a different third-party legal team, every time you do a deal, they have to get, familiar with the things that we care about, the things that we don't care about, the terms that we can give on, the terms that we can't give on, how our investment fund works, and the mandates, and a whole bunch of different things that you end up wasting a lot of time. And then when you waste time with attorneys that just directly leads to money, you waste that time, getting attorneys onboarded. And so we find a tremendous value in having our attorneys in-house. They're working on all of our little pieces. It also ensures that on the operational side, that they're familiar with, hey, hotels are getting sued, for example, on ADA cases a lot, right, recently. These online ADA cases, they're tracking all those. They're going to the Supreme Court. They're listening to the arguments. They're saying, hey, these are the factors that if we were to get sued on this thing, these are the factors that matter. So let's be sure that those factors that are beneficial to us are being implemented, proactively, so that we don't even get to that point. Or if someone brings a lawsuit, here, these 5 factors really matter. We have them clearly laid out in our policies on our website when you walk in, like all those kind of things. So there's a huge value in having our legal team in-house, looking at every little thing, and being aware of the business side of the company as well. Sometimes lawyers, if you only hire them a third party, they can sometimes be intransigent. I've seen attorneys blow up deals because they want the word immediately instead of promptly in some loan document. It's like, guys, we're not going to blow up a $100 million deal because of one word. And so then understanding our business side is hugely beneficial.